Hey everyone, it's Jazz here. For a reading, I'm going to do a reading for the Divine Masculine, actually aimed to the energy of the Divine Masculine that, so whatever messages come out are for that energy. I actually feel a little bit out of breath, so I've just sat down, I've just shuffled and everything. And before I started the reading, I just noticed that I was holding on to my breath, and I'm still holding on to my breath quite a lot. So we will just go into that. I think it's because I think that, this sensation of holding my breath is almost like a message that I'm hearing that things are a bit tough at the moment for the masculine. But they're going to be okay. So the masculines at the moment are working towards, so I shuffled before, these cards fell out while I was shuffling, so I thought I'd keep them all and start the reading this way. So the masculine has been knuckling down and doing the work, meaning that they are actually surrendering. I'm hearing they're surrendering to whatever's happening in their heart and mind. They're giving that a bit of space to do what it needs to do. They are being very careful with their energies, very careful with their words, but inside I feel like it's a bit of turmoil. They are working towards this slowly and steadily working towards this slow and steady energy. And, it might be considered slow, but the Knight of Pentacles is makes progress, is calculated, invests his time into things that he thinks are worth it, and takes pride in his work. And the masculine, this massive masculine energy that I'm tapping into at the moment, he knows everything's going to be okay, but he just wants to tell those around him that he's just currently going through, a bit of, a bit of sadness, contemplation, walking away. With this Five of Cups here, it's almost like putting the past to rest. So we've got the Five of Cups and the Eight of Cups, and just sort of cherishing the things, keeping close to his heart the things that lift him up during this point in time. Not a lot of movement on the 3D material plane, sort of just going through the motions, but processing that grief, and preparing for action. And so there's going to be a lot of movement and action. The sort of finding his voice, clearing the throat as I say that, and getting ready to speak his truth to whoever that is that needs to hear it. And this is more than just a romantic interest that he's going to be talking to. He's going to be having conversations with family, friends, even exes. I'm hearing, he's this sadness again, this grief. Like there's a lot of crap that he's needed to process. And I'm hearing that he's actually really thankful for the divine feminine's energy being so open, compassionate, patient, and nurturing. So we've got the high priestess energy here. So, you know, he's tapping into that energy within himself as well. So he's tapping into his intuitive space, energetic space. His spiritual realm is awakening, they are saying, or he's awakening to the spiritual realm even more. The downloads are quite real, but at the same time, it is also really a real pain in the ass, I'm hearing, because of this chatter, this constant like nagging at me, like, why did this happen? Why do I have to go through this? Well, I'm sorry, masculine, but this is a cycle that needs to happen, and we will, it's not going to last forever. And, you know, we are the feminines out there who understand and who aren't just coming from that really egotistical, selfish place. Know and have faith that the masculine, that they understand this is all going to be, it's all worth it in the end. And it's not going to take forever. And this is the thing, people need to stop looking at linear time as linear time. Like, yes, things happen at certain stages throughout history, but just because it seems linear doesn't mean everything happens in an order. Sometimes something will happen here and then something will collapse and then another thing will happen, pop up over here. So it's all very energetic. It's not such a linear thing. It's more fluid. And getting in touch with that intuition, the masculine are going to be so much more unblocked to the actual core requirements for the nature of society and the whole ecosystem of the planet, if you want to put it that way, is going to benefit. So I don't even know what I said 3 words ago. This is all channeling through. So when I'm looking for a word, I'm getting lost trying to remember what I've said, but instead I'm just allowing it to all fall out at the moment. It seems to be working. Just need to remember to breathe, because there's that energy of ramping up, of anticipation. There's an anticipatory energy. Because, okay, so the masculine really want the happy ending with the 10 of Cups here. And then once it's sort of like, well, but if I choose this direction, like, am I actually going to be happy? And I don't know what's going to happen. So I guess I'm just going to have to, you know, turn this wheel and start from somewhere, because where I've come from and what I've been doing and who's been in my life hasn't helped me. So I need to change my ways and start standing up for myself, I'm hearing, because otherwise I'm never going to get that happiness that I really truly deserve. And I need to reveal who I am, I'm hearing. So that's what they're saying. So I'm just going to get a couple more. This masculine is sort of wanting some advice. So let's see what the advice is. Excuse me. What's the question, masculine? Okay, so this question that just came in. This is all very experimental, by the way. My readings change depending on what I'm guided to, and today I'm tapping in particularly to this is a reading for masculine energies, by the way. So feminine energies can watch this to get an insight into the divine masculine's experience, but this is also a divine masculine aimed reading. Okay, so the question was, What was the question? It was about moving, or whatever the question was. I think it was about, I think I heard, do I need to move, or am I right when I think I need to move? Well, like in terms of where the person lives. You've basically, the masculine, you basically have to decide where it is you'd like to go, because just a minute. Just being drawn to this card. All right, the masculine needs to ground themselves. Really need to get into touch with themselves, get out into nature, get in onto the beach, get among the trees, clear your head, or the other part of it is meditation. So just a confirmation there that meditation is really important. You don't have to actually focus your mind on anything, just watch the thoughts, let them flow through. And because what's happening is you're doubting, the masculine are trying to get out of a position that they're in that didn't serve them or is not serving them, and they're really panicky. They're whirling around and around, almost like a hurricane or cyclone, trying to decide which direction to go. I guess, this wheel or the wheel of fortune, this wheel represents for me something like, just to decide which sort of spoke to leave the wheel at, how far to turn it, which direction to go is kind of what the message is. And what the masculine needs to do is get in touch with his heart and his mind, but his heart really, and just allow himself the time to process and ask himself the questions like, what's the answer? Who do I need to get away from? Who do I need space from? What do I need to do right now? Is it okay not to work? Yes, it is okay not to work. Is it okay not to study? Yes, it is. It's okay to not know where you're at. It's okay to go to the doctor and ask for a mental health certificate, for 3 months to say that you need a break from reporting to Centrelink, for example, because you've just gone through a massively traumatic experience. And this is extremely specific information. The masculine, I'm so fed up with us. It's just pushing away masculine energy and not helping. Yes, boundaries are important. Yes, it's important not to burn yourself out to the point of helping someone where you're not seeing any results. It needs to be a mutual investment. It needs to be a mutual investment of energy when it comes to friendships and relationships. But the masculine energy really need a hand. And I'm actually sick of the feminine energy just being like, nah, F the masculine, like they can figure it out for themselves. Yes, they can. And unfortunately, there's a lot of narcissistic masculine energies out there that are very unopened, unhealed, very stubborn energies, but they're all tests for the rest of us as well. So there's energies here that are very immature. And we might look at a narcissist in a way that they're an extremely broken, immature energy. But in terms of, and it's a very toxic masculine-esque energy as well. You can be a narcissist and be a feminine or a female, but essentially it's a toxic shadow trait, I suppose. And so we need to be helping these masculines out. So yes, again, I've said these things before. See a therapist, see a psychologist. If you can't right now, it's okay. Don't be overwhelmed. Just know that everything happens in stages and steps. I'm still holding my breath. There's a lot of anxiety here. There's a lot of overwhelm. Masculine energy, masculine. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, I promise. And this is just getting to that stage where it's like, yeah, the battle is really hard. But notice it's a 5. It's a 5 of Wands. So this is the middle. This is the middle of the cycle. This is the middle of the cycle. The fight is, we're in the middle of it now. And masculine are picking up and dropping their fights and selecting what they do. Masculines, be careful with what you say. Don't get yourself into a tiz and make a situation worse for yourself. Be smart. But yeah, be smart, be patient. Take time out for yourself. Give yourself that rest. Give yourself a rest from the absolute chaos of the exes, of the mother of your children. Yeah, I feel for you all. Because you really just want this Ten of Pentacles energy. You really just want this happy family, but there's illusions going on. People are spreading lies. There's absolute shit being told about you at the moment, and it will come back around to them. Karma will be served. The Justice card, but it was in reverse. It's about to happen. We're striving for the balance, and the justice will come. And I was going to say, karma is a dish best served warm, so it's not too far away. Meditation, like I said before, this bubble, put yourself into a bubble. Don't pay attention to these maniac energies flinging shit at you. You know, it's like, focus on what actually makes your heart sing, and don't look to other people to solve those problems. Don't look to other people to fill voids. Fill those voids yourself first. You know, acknowledge the void. Acknowledge the void in yourself. And then I'm hearing, but how do I do that? Okay, so when this is a bit of a masculine healing session 101, perhaps. So when I say avoid, it means there's something missing in your life that you desperately want or need. And sometimes you don't even know that void is there. You don't even know that what you need. You don't know because it's unconscious, because it's been suppressed, because that need was suppressed a very long time ago when that need wasn't being served. And then in turn, you turn around and you become the one who helps everyone. And it is tough, and I'm feeling empathetic tears for the masculine. I even woke up and cried this morning because I feel like literally, I mean, it was only a very small amount of tears, but I feel like the pain of the masculine is so strong, and it then becomes a pain of the feminines, because the sensitive feminines feel this pain and they know it's probably, is it theirs or not, or whose pain is it? And it's literally the pain of the masculine. Needs to be acknowledged, because the masculine don't feel like they can work with the people in their lives at the moment. Women have been saying, you know, there's messages that is coming in, I'm going to say it. The women in these masculines' lives expect a lot. And it's not that the masculine can't provide, it's that the expectations are out of this world. It's ridiculous. The women have gone a little bit psycho, a bit crazy, because, and it's true. I'm sorry. And if you know me, you'll know that when I say psycho, blah, 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 I'm a psycho. I've got my own mental health issues. I've done things that are really stupid and out of this world because of my own traumas. I will share more once, you know, things whenever I'm guided to, but you know, this is what I'm here for, to do the readings. But I know I'm curious about people that do readings, and the authentic people of us that aren't just trying to get likes, subscribes, money. I'm not here trying to do that. If money comes from what I do from an authentic place, then great, I'm happy for that, because that's what I deserve. My energy goes into something. This is an educational sort of time for me to share the things that I get sent to me via spirit and downloads. But basically what I'm trying to say is, feminines, give the masculine a break, give them some space, give them some time to come out of this suppressed shell, this narcissistic shell, this shut down shell, and explore themselves. Because if you don't allow someone time and space to explore themselves, excuse me, then they're never going to grow. They're never going to be able to give you what you want. So feminines, sorry, I'm so vocal today, but yeah, the card, yeah. The marked card, there's a couple of marked cards in this deck. I actually gave this deck to my mum. This is the After Tarot, and I gave it to my mum. I sent it to her 3 years ago, and she passed away in December last year, and it's now back in my hands. And I feel very strong affinity to this deck. So basically, the masculine need to heal all of this stuff. You know, look at all these swords here. This is literally how many times the masculine have been stabbed, and they're just so over it. And here we have the Eight of Wands and the Page of Pentacles again. So we've got the Eight of Wands and the Page of Pentacles here. I probably don't need to show you, but I'm excited. We've got the Eight of Wands and the Page of Pentacles here. And so that just says to me that when we give them space, they can give us this communication. They can give us what we need. They can provide, they can take action. That's what I'm trying to say. In a way, the meaning of the card is getting in the way. Sorry. They can take action in this material space, in the Page of Pentacles energy, where they come back with a clean slate. We've got the High Priestess again. We've got the Five of Wands again. We've got the Four of Pentacles. We've got the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Cups again. So basically, yeah, I'm just coming back to your energy, feminines. It needs to be in the High Priestess energy. We need to be in this beautiful, aligned, spiritual, intuitive energy, and stop. We've exercised our masculine energy enough. We've exercised our masculine polarity within ourselves enough, our own internal masculinity. We have set the boundaries. And the battle is this is the key to being in our intuitive space, in our compassionate, kind, and caring space. You know, and choosing to fight like that rather than fight the good fight, the smart fight, not the ridiculous, violent, stupid fight. And drink from the cup that you've been offered. Take that offer, and that's the feminines need to give the masculine this time to do the work so that they can actually be aware of, you know, not in their heads about escaping a certain situation. It needs to work. The situation needs to work, and we need to work together to make it work. And if it doesn't work after trying for a certain amount of time, let it go. It wasn't meant for you. And why all the hate, feminines? Like, literally, why all the hate? Like, yes, there are people who have done awful things. Women have done awful things as well. If you think, you may not have met many people. It depends on who you've met as to your representation and your experience. I have had many connections in my life with all sorts of people, and there have been all sorts of people involved. And I'm telling you now, the feminine is no better than the masculine. Vice versa. It is a polarity that we need to learn to navigate. We need a new beginning mentally, and we need to excuse me, we need to give the man a hand. We need to give the masculine a hand, for God's sake. And we all need to drop this crown. Like, the crown's on the ground. He's slicing, the Eight of Swords, slicing the boulder with the mental space. The swords are about clarity and mental space, and they are really powerful, because the swords are what generate, like I've said before, action in the 3D space. And then we've got the Ace of Cups. So we need, and there's this fish that I'm being drawn to. I got a personal reading yesterday, and the fish was mentioned, and it's a thing. And now the fish is here at the top of its cup here, and it's a very prosperous, overflowing scene. And the fish isn't trapped. We need to let go of each other. We need to nurture. We need to nurture and take a note of the beautiful things in life. With this Queen of Wands energy, she's not fussed. She's sort of, she's reaching out for the sunflower, and the cat down below is like really chill. This is what we need to cultivate, because, yeah, the masculine need our feminine energy back. We've gone too far one way. Not a criticism, it was required, but yeah, so believe in yourself came out here. And we need to believe in the masculine as well. And the time to collaborate card came out, which is what I'm talking about. We need to work together as a team. I'm just, because in my own mind's eye, in my own recollection of downloads or whatever happens when, here's the Ace of Swords again. So yeah, basically what I was trying to say is that I'm going to finish the reading soon, but there's been some masculine's energies that have been in my mind recently who have been struggling so much, because the pressure and the blockage of the masculine's progress by the feminine is real. And I don't know why the feminine are trying to do that. Do you really think it's going to get anywhere? Is it going to possibly have any sort of positive outcome? This is the energy that we need to be in. The feminines need to take on this energy and reach out with love with the masculines, and stop trying to, I'm hearing, stop trying to score their blood. Like, why do you want that? Like, let me see what's going on here. I'm just going to shuffle these and see what falls out, because I never used this deck and I was actually drawn to it. So, but we need to, the masculine, it's going to be okay, masculines, and you need to stand up for yourselves. It's pretty much all that there is to it. Pretty much all that is to it. Okay, so I bring out this card. The Counselor fell out as I was shuffling, and I thought, well, that's a sign. This is kind of a role that I'm sort of taking on, but it's a role that we all need to sort of take on too. We need to listen and try to figure out. Counselors don't just counsel. They can offer advice, but counselors allow, proper counselors, people who do the right job, allow people to explore themselves in a safe environment where they can be exactly who they are in an authentic, unjudged experience. Because the masculine are chained up. They really want to do the work, but they feel very restricted, and they're not really happy about that. A lot of them are trying really, 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 really hard. But there's a massive breakthrough happening. Yes. All the chakras. This is the 10 of Wands, but is it the 10 of Wands? Yes. But this is a very different depiction of the 10 of Wands. This is about empowerment. This is a phoenix energy. This is rising from the dust. This is an intuitive energy. This is the masculine energy transforming. Basically saying, if you're going to mess with my energy, I'm going to level up, and this is how we're going to come back around and win the fight. There's father energy coming up for masculines, and there's also father energy coming up for feminines. So the toxic masculinity in our family linear heritage lines is being assessed, addressed, and dealt with in a karmic way, the karmic fashion I just heard. And we're coming back to, sorry, I'm just going to look that one up. I knew I was going to have to look up a card in the book because, yeah, I'm going to do that. Because I don't think that's the 10 of Wands, but we'll find out. In fact, I think it is. Oh my God, excuse me, but whatever. So we've got the 5, 6, 7 of Pentacles here again, and we've got the Self card. Feminines, focus on your own backyard for a while. Focus on yourself for a while. This is what needs to happen. The masculines, you need to allow the feminine to focus on herself. You need to tell her that this is what she needs to do. In your highest of love, I'm allowing you, in my highest of love, I'm allowing you, feminine, to take space because this is what you need. I also need it as well. The masculine are getting in touch with their physical body, their mind. They're expanding. They're getting in touch with the chakra systems. There's a massive, yeah, so see the snake hovering around the neck area there? And the snake is green. So the snake is sort of, I feel there's a bit of, the tail is wrapped around the solar plexus. So the snake's tail is wrapped around the solar plexus, the yellow chakra there. The violet colouring up the top is the third eye with the tree branching out. These flames look like wings to me, for example. So this is all, use that power within, that drive that makes you angry and hurt. Use that solar plexus energy and fire it up through your heart, through your throat, and out your mouth and into your actions. Because we need to, the masculine need to get in touch more with themselves and do what they actually need to do. Okay, it is the 10 of Wands. Here we go. Keywords: doing, self-mastery, mastery, evolution, enlightenment, light work, light being, and discipline. So this is the 10 of Wands card that came out for the masculines, and I feel like this is where we're at now. The 10 of Fire symbolizes mastery, not just a skill or a craft, but of oneself. It means understanding the tools of your craft and wielding them with skill, precision, and craftsmanship. It is about knowing yourself and using that knowledge and understanding to bring to you all that you need and desire with the same level of skill, precision, and craftsmanship. The master illustrating the 10 of Fire knows how to wield his personal power. He moves with clear intentions and he acts with the same intent. He is aware of what motivates his behavior and actions and exhibits complete self-command. He acts with deliberation and with complete awareness of the effect his actions will have upon himself and his environment. He is not only confident, he is capable also. He has evolved from a person who lacked awareness and perhaps even blamed others for the problems in his life because he was unable to see that every action gives rise to a consequence. This is a overall meaning of the whole masculine perspective at the moment, I believe, this particular wave that I'm tapping into. But at the core, it is what's happening within the whole of the masculine energy in existence. He has evolved from a person who lacked awareness and perhaps even blamed others. He once stumbled about, his inexperience resulting in more mistakes than triumphs, but he continued, and in doing so reached a crucial moment of enlightenment when he realized that in order to succeed he had to take command of himself and his life. He had to take responsibility for every choice he made, for every action, and for every emotion. From that moment on, he would shape his life, he would shape who he was, he would no longer be a slave to outside forces, he would become a master. He indicates a time to step up and take charge of your life. It's a time to dedicate yourself to the path of the master, not so you can have control over others, but so you can shape your life with skill and confidence. The Ten of Fire appears for two purposes. He is a master to no other. Be careful not to extend your desire for control onto others, nor expect them to be as disciplined. You exhibit the self-control of a true master by letting go of the need to control others. Everyone is different, and some work to their best ability in a manner that seems random, chaotic, and lacking in any rule or purpose or direction. Do not attempt to impose the same limits and restrictions you are willing to embrace upon others. Basically, that applies to both the masculine and the feminine, but this is a masculine advice reading. Okay, so there's a message for the masculine, and this is the maiden, and it's number 2, but it looks like an 11 to me, so it might be, yeah. I just noticed the 2 at the bottom there looks like the number 11. So I'll read out the maiden card, and then that will be it for this reading. Sorry, I need to find it first. The maiden, number 30. My book's a bit falling apart because my dog got it, but oh well, it's okay. Okay, here we go. The maiden, keywords: fertility, independence, self-esteem, confidence, self-expression, self-exploration, self-interest, sexuality, creativity, selfishness, codependency, timidity. Being timid. Okay, the maiden walks an unfamiliar path, but does so with confidence and grace. She has been taught by those around her that it is not selfish or conceited to follow her dreams and actively work to manifest her goals and desires. She does so without needing permission from anyone. It's basically what the masculines need to do right now. Not afraid to ask questions, challenge the answers, and be the adventurous explorer. But while the maiden explores herself. The maiden is equally interested in first discovering and then nurturing her interests and increasing her self-knowledge and exploring her waking sexuality. So this is where the masculine's at the moment. And this is the sort of advice that is sort of being given in terms of, so I'm going to read it now in terms of giving advice to the masculine. You form relationships with healthy boundaries and express your sexuality with innocent pride and confidence. When you choose to take a lover for the first time, it will be done without shame or fear of judgment. If you choose to remain alone, it is not because you believe yourself to be undesirable, but because you do not believe that you need a lover in order to be happy or fulfilled. Okay, so let me just look here. Symbolic of a moment that is bright and new with promise. It is a fertile moment, one that may bring both abundance and independence. Now is the time to embrace growth with excitement and anticipation. Look at your dreams and aspirations. Are you acting from a place of genuine love and desire to improve yourself, or are you resisting because you want things to go your way without a care for others? When we choose to follow our own path, it is not always possible to avoid hurting or saying no to those we care for. Just what I said about saying no to the family stuff and, all that stuff. However, we can say no with mindfulness, empathy, and understanding. Be firm, be kind, be clear when expressing your desires and goals. Take into account the needs and feelings of others and avoid behavior that makes you appear childish or selfish. This behavior will not help others to understand your decisions or respect your choice to walk your own path. Okay. Seek the answers. Do not wait for others to offer them to you or impose them upon you. Be proactive. Ask. Take the first steps towards becoming the person you want to be, and do so knowing that the only obstacles in your path are those you have created or allowed to prevent you from moving forward. How you bloom is up to you. Masculine, thank you. Now, this has been a long reading. Thank you for watching. I really hope this has helped. I'm just going to get one last one last channel. I've used all the decks, so one last channel. Okay. So I just heard a question about whether the feminine, how the feminine feels about the masculine. The feminine, I just heard an overall energetic summary. The feminine is wounded but loves the masculine. At the end of the day, the masculine and the feminine energies do love each other, but it's just about, we need to navigate it a bit better. And to answer your question, masculine, yes, the feminine adores you, really cares about you, just wants you to be safe, happy, loved, and looking after you, basically. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Bye.